The Ukraine-Russia war is one of the most significant conflicts of the 21st century, with roots stretching back decades. From the standpoint of international law, the picture is clear. Russia is the aggressor. The United Nations and most of the global community condemned Moscow's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its full-scale invasion in 2022 as violations of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Crossing another nation's borders with military force without consent is defined as aggression, making Russia legally responsible for starting the war. Ukraine sees the conflict as an existential struggle that began long before 2022. To Kyiv, the war started in 2014, when Russia seized Crimea and fueled separatist uprisings in Donetsk and Luhansk. These actions fractured Ukraine's territory, displaced millions, and left thousands dead. When Russia escalated in 2022 with missile strikes and tank columns, Ukrainians viewed it not as a new war, but as the continuation of 8 years of aggression. For them, the fight is about survival, identity, and the right to chart their own democratic future. Russia presents a radically different story. The Kremlin claims the West provoked the war through NATO expansion and by orchestrating Ukraine's 2014 political shift. It portrays itself as defending Russian speakers and securing its borders against Western influence. The annexation of Crimea is justified by Moscow as reflecting local will, and the 2022 invasion is framed as a special military operation to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine. Although rejected internationally, this narrative shapes domestic opinion inside Russia, where state media depicts the conflict as defensive and necessary. Neutral analysts offer a broader perspective, seeing the war as the culmination of long-term geopolitical tensions. Since independence in 1991, Ukraine has been caught between Russia's orbit and Europe's institutions. The 2014 Euromaidan protests symbolized Kyiv's westward turn, which Moscow interpreted as a direct threat. The frozen conflict in Donbass and eventual invasion in 2022 reflected Russia's determination to reassert influence over its neighbor. Scholars emphasize that while underlying grievances exist, Russia was the first to employ large-scale force, making it responsible for escalation. In summary, the war is both a legal violation and a geopolitical clash. Ukraine frames it as resistance to invasion, Russia as self-defense, and analysts as the tragic result of conflicting visions. Yet across perspectives, one fact stands out. Russia's actions in 2014 and 2022 ignited and expanded the war.